I need your help because I get focused in the mathematical part and thus I forgot sometime recording. I need one student or two students to remind me always, okay? Okay, guys? No necesariamente Soraya o Alexa o Carolina o Silvana. I prefer female, no? Okay, and now let's move on to the next example. Example 4. Example 4 of the quadratic in front equation. Look, this equation is 2x to the 1/2, again fraction, minus 13, x to the 1/4, minus 7 equals 0. Wow. Okay, again, similar situation. Fraction exponent means radical. So you can interpret this like that. 2 square root x, this is equivalent. Minus 13, 4 root of x minus 7 equal to 0. These equations are similar. But maybe this is confusing to understand at the beginning. You say, I don't understand very well. Is radical equation or no? Well, yes, of course it is. However, it's much better interpretation like a quadratic form. Because the exponent is 1/2 and 1/4. And when you multiply 1/4, gets smaller, guys, multiply by 2 twice, always is 2 twice, is 2/4, que es 1/2. It's exactly the same, the bigger. Entonces, likewise, you define you like a smaller exponent, always a smaller, 1/4. You copy now the new equation. Let me use in blue color to emphasize the new equation. 0 just bring down, equal bring down, negative 7 bring down, minus 13u, and this is 2u squared, because 1/2 is twice 1/4. And this is a new equation, quadratic equation, in which identify perfectly A, B, C. A is 2, C is negative 13, and C is negative 7. I prefer, in this case, using, in this case, it's easier by factorization, but no, let's do it by quadratic equation. Minus B plus or minus, square root B squared, minus 4AC. When you memorize this equation, you don't need to write again. Okay, so there is 13 double minus, look, this minus and this minus together, when you substitution this and this, is 13 positive. Plus or minus, square root, negative 13 squared, minus 4 multiplication by 2, que es A, multiplication by negative 7, que es C. Everything divided by 2 times 2, because A is 2. Okay, ready? I know very well that the order of operation is the operation inside the radical, according to the order of operation. So I put in my calculator 13 squared is 169 positive. Double negative become positive. And this is multiplication. 4 times 2 is 8 times 7 is 56. And when you add in this guy, the answer is 225. Okay, everything is using calculator, guy. Sometimes it's hard doing by hand. No. You know arithmetic. This is called algebra. Okay, now square root 225 F15. Okay, F15, yes. Therefore, I copy now 13 plus or minus 15 divided by 4. And you separate. You separate into pieces. 13 plus 15 over 4. And 13 minus 15 over 4. Okay. 13 plus 15 is 28. It's obvious, right? Divided by 4 is 7. Remember, this is not the final answer. This is the intermediate value. It's a u value. and 13 minus 15 is negative 2. Divided by 4, reducing lowest is negative 1. Okay, now, as always I did before, you split the paper in two parts. U7 and U negative 1/2. But who is U? Well, U, look, U is this expression. X to the 1/4. You prefer copy using a fraction exponent? You can. Or another student say, no. I like that way, using radical. Because I feel more comfortable to understand that this is the radical equation. So U is 4 root of X equals 7. And it's exactly the same. Equal negative 1. Well, the professor explained that for solving any radical equation, you raise to the power similar power of the index of the radicals. If the index is 4, you raise to the 4 power. Because I know the key idea is destroy this radical somehow. So X alone, and you put 7 to the 4 power is 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 4 times, or you put in the calculator, it's easier. In the calculator you put 7 power 4 like that. It's 2401, and this is my first value, and my second value is X equal and this is, look, this is even exponent, and when you raise negative number, raised to the even exponent become positive. So it's like a 1 raised to the 4 power and 2 raised to the 4 power. And forget about the negative, because negative 1 raised to the 4 power, you know, the positive 1. The positive 1 is totally invisible here. Okay, now it's 1 over 16, because 1 is a magic number. When you raise to the any power, it's always 1, and 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. Okay, and the story? No, of course no, because in this case, mandatory checking. Because in the middle of the process, we touch one radical equation, and this radical equation have index even, and maybe yes or maybe no, we have possibility to get extraneous solution, que es a bad guy, es a solution that when you substitution in the original equation doesn't work. Therefore, actually, it's no solution. So now, what should I do? Well, I checking one by one. I need to checking for this guy. Yeah, I need to checking for this guy. I know that you don't like, but you have to. Okay. So I recommend for checking. I like using the radical notation. So 2 times 4 root. Okay, it's that part. No, sorry. Square root. Because it's 1/2. Look, 1/2. It says 2 here. It's invisible 2. Default is 2. I'm not necessary to write. This is the algebra style. 2401. I tried to copy the first part, that part. Minus 13. Now 4 root. The second, yes, it's 4 root because remember the denominator is 4. 2401. Minus 7 should be 0. I need to prove. I claim that this statement is true or false. I don't have idea. But don't worry, it's easy. It's easy even without calculator, because we come from 2401. Come from the multiplication 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 4 times. See, you this apply a square root. I can see we have a couple of 7, and each couple of 7 represent 1 7 outside, and 7 times 7 is 49. So actually, this is 2 times 49. Guy, this is by hand, but no, you put in the calculator, you are doing in 1 second. Okay, you put a square root 2401, 49, and 49 times 2. Okay, leave it like that. Minus 13 minus 13, minus 13, and 4 root 2000. Okay, it's easier because 2401 come from the multiplication 47. And when you apply 4 root, this 47 go outside like only 1 7. So say 13 times 7 minus 7 should be 0. A multiplication, when you multiplication 49 is 98 minus, and when you multiplication 13 times 7 is 91 minus 7 equals 0. It's obvious que it's true because you combine the negative guy, 91 and 7 together, negative addition is negative 8, 98 is 0 equals 0. It's true, super true. Therefore, the solution 2401 is good. Is good. What's going on? Okay. However, I need to check it for both. I check it for this one. Okay, similar. It's 2 times square root 1 over 16 minus 13 4 root 1 over 16 minus 7 should be 0. I claim that. I don't know if this statement is true like that or false. No idea. But it's easy. Look at that. Square root 1 over 16 is square root 1 over square root 16. And 1, square root 1 is 1, and square root 16 is 4. Actually, we have 2 times 1 over 4. After we can simplification. But no now. Now 13 times 4 roots of 1 over 16 is 4 root of 1 over 4 root of 16. 4 root of 1, remember, it's a magic number. Okay, when you raise to the any power or you took any root, the answer is always 1. And 4 root 16 is 2. Because remember 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. So we need 4 to multiplication to get 16. And this is the definition of the 4 root. No. And square root, no. Square root is 4 times 4. We need 2 4. Okay, when you find the square root this, and it's a 4 root. Okay, 4 root, sorry, here. Okay, the square root. And the answer is 4, no? And the answer here is 2. Okay, the 13 multiplication by 1/2 minus 7 should be 0. Okay. Almost I finish. Well. You can put in a calculator if you want. Or another possibility is to reduce simplification here. It's 1/2. It's 1/2 here. I divided by 2. Minus 13 over 2 minus 7 equal to 0. If you don't feel comfortable with the fraction, no problem. Because in algebra, when you have fraction, I explained the first day, you multiply the equation by 2, for example, because I want to eliminate fraction. When you multiply, you have 1 here. Because 2, this 2 times the entire equation is 1/2 times 2, cancel out is 1. Minus 13 is obvious that this 2 and this 2 is cancelled, and it's 14. Because 2 times 7 is 14, and 2 times 0 is 0. It's obvious it's completely wrong. You combine this and this, is 1 minus is 27, negative 26 equals 0. This is completely false statement. And don't worry for this, because that means that the solution is wrong. The solution is wrong. Therefore, the only solution that's valid is 2401. The solution set for this equation is 2401. End story. End story. Easy. Okay, super. Any question, guy? No? It's okay. Everyone understand very well or no? Or are totally lost? Huh? Follow me? Eso, bueno. Okay, I yeah, when you sum up, to say I'm happy, to say I suppose I explain well, maybe, I don't know, you are good, or both, okay? The combination of both good situation. Okay, let's move on to another topic, important, extremely important, is about the inequality. I want to discuss in detail inequality. I want to explain at the beginning, solving inequality, 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 inequality. We solving a little bit similar to the question, a little bit, not totally exactly, because we have some restrictions, we have some detail. But you need to be familiar with the symbol like that. Less than. Okay, something like that, right? Less than, greater than. That symbol. Likewise, the combination con equal is, for example, you have less than, or equal, que es the combination, this symbol and this symbol, no? And greater than or equal. Okay, that's it. I suppose you remember very well this. Now, the next thing I want to discuss with you is how we represent the solutions of the inequality. Because, and the solution for the equation is super easy. You open that symbol, that curly bracket, and you listing 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 blah. This is a solution because the solution for the equation is like a discrete element inside the all real number, right? However, in the inequality, no. In the inequality, normally it's interval. Or not necessarily one interval, sino several, or two interval, or one interval. It's interval. That's why we have different representation. It's a representation of the solution for the inequality. We can represent like that, it's called set builder notation. Another possibility is express it graphically. It's a graphic notation. Okay. Or another possibility, que es the possibility that I like so much, I ask you in the test always, interval notation. SR, interval notation. Okay, let's put hypothetical example. Hypothetical. Don't ask me where it come from because it's just example. And yeah, you see in the example and the solution, you see real example. This is hypothetical. Suppose one solution, when I manipulate, I finish in this way. You in set building notation, you open this curly bracket. You put the name of the variable, suppose x, very popular, and you suppose x greater than 2. That's it. You put a condition after that symbol. Okay, by the way, that symbol guy is called such that. Okay, such that. In mathematics, this vertical small stick represents such that. Okay. How you represent this? How you represent this in the number line? Now, this is my famous all real number line. This is 0 in the middle. This is positive infinity. And this is negative infinity. In exactly my example, number 1. 1, 2. And this is greater than. This is greater than. Entonces es to the right, no? To the right, like that, because it's greater. It's a bunch of value greater than 2. Of course, in this case, no include 2. And the symbolic way to represent this is parentheses. Parentheses do not include the endpoint, and a square bracket, yes, include the endpoint. This is our notation in the paper. However, in Alex, unfortunately, They use in different notation, but it's similar. You have circle empty or circle full. Circle empty is equivalent to parentheses, circle full is equivalent to the bracket. The bracket include or circle full, and parentheses do not include and circle empty. Okay, this is the representation of the graphic notation, and the interval notation is super easy. Super easy. You copy always the lower guy, comma, upper, bound. And I don't know if we have parentheses or bracket. In this case, look, what is the lower? The lower is 2. 2 is lower. Comma, infinity is the upper. Infinity, remember, is no number. It's a symbolic way to indicate that this line continues forever to the right part. And it's a parenthesis and parenthesis. Always, when you express the interval notation, and this interval notation somehow involve infinity, might be positive or negative, you put parenthesis, because infinity you never touch, you never reach. Okay, so now the way to indicate this is parenthesis. This is completely incorrect idea. Look, suppose que some student write like that. No, no good, no good, no good. Parenthesis never bracket. Suppose another example. So the thing you are now understanding is the way to represent in mathematics the solutions for the inequality. Another example in self-building notation is, I declare the variable y, now y, okay, I change x, y, such that y is less than or equal -1. Okay, the representation in this line is, look, negative infinity, positive infinity, 0 here, -1 is located here. In this case, it's to the left because it's less than. It's the bunch of values less than -1 and include -1, of course, include, and the symbolic way to indicate this idea is square bracket, or in Alex is circle full. Now, this idea expressed in interval notation is parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, -1 bracket. Everyone follow me? Okay, I want to complicate a little bit now. Suppose a compound. The majority of the inequality we're solving no is simple, no is only one. You have compound. Compound, what does it mean compound? Well, compound is 2 inequality, or 3 inequality, or 4 inequality. You see, probably we have more than 3 inequality. Connecting by one conjunction, maybe and or maybe or. And is intersection, so it's the common element, or no, or is union, put together without repetition. Suppose this. Suppose this example is now the variable W, such that W leading in between 2 and -4. Include 4, but not include 2. The idea que you see que incluye or no incluye is the responsibility of the equal sign. Equal sign incluye bracket. No equal sign no incluye parenthesis. Okay. Entonces I need to understand very well this, because it's confusing for me. The professor and the other mathematics explain me different. Explain me, for example, that you can write something like that. W less than or equal 4 and intersection and both common element, and 2 less than W, but I don't feel comfortable with this part. I write like that, W greater than 2. It's equivalent, no? Okay, this is the, you see one first property for inequality case not similar to the equation. Equation is 2 equal W or W equal 2. No problem, you interchange and nothing happens. Stay the same, the equal sign is nice. The inequality sign, no. When you interchange the element, it's obvious que the sign of the inequality must be reversed. Okay, so now, how do you interpretation this? Well, okay. Let me try. The first part, ¿Qué es this? Es en 4. Entonces, 1, 2, 3, 4. ¿En what direction? Well, it's to the left, because it's less than. So I highlight that part. Okay, the green part represents that part, or that part. No, only one highlight. However, the yellow part is this. It's from 2 to here, 1, 2. And what direction? Well, to the right, because it's greater than. Let me highlight, but a little bit different to see the effect, like that. I can highlight directly on the line, no, but no, to see more clear. What is the intersection? What is the common element que share the green interval and the yellow interval? It's obvious que it's in between 2 and 4. And this is no surprise. It's the intuitive idea is clear, no? It's this interval que es the bunch of value between 2 and 4. Of course, no include 2 and yes, include 4. And when you represent this, and this notation is parenthesis 2, 4 bracket. Boom. Any question? That's it, no. I need to see
Why the bracket?
Bracket and 4 and 2 no. Because the reason is clear, because I don't see here equal sign. No equal sign here, no included this endpoint. Okay? Okay. Let's see the last. I promise the 4 typical example, I cover every possibility. Suppose this self-building notation. Z is the variable now, such that we have Z less than or equal -2, or include the conjunction or. Now, no and is intersection. And is the operation que give me the what is the common element, so and what part both interval share number, right? The common element intersection. However, or it's a union. Union means put both together without repetition. Suppose greater than or equal to 3. Okay, I don't understand anything, but I try to do my best. Look, this is my representation. The graph is fantastic. Remember, it's a visual. And visual is important. But when you are confusing, my recommendation is do the graphic representation for the inequality, and you can see more clear the solution. This is 0 here, and we focus in the first part. Is -2, -1, -2. In what direction? 1 to the left. Including -2, of course, because I see equal sign here, bracket. Okay. Let's see the second part. The second part is that part. Que es en 3, no? Positive 3. Entonces 1, 2, 3 here. Entonces I highlight is to the right, because greater than here to the right. Include -3 also, because in both inequality, in both pieces of the compound inequality, I can see equal sign. Entonces bracket. However, not necessary intersection like that. No. Because it's OR, and OR is, okay, what is the interpretation OR? OR is yellow plus green together. No, and is, what is the common guy in between the green and the yellow? It's when the part touch. In this case, no, don't touch. It's totally disjoint interval, but I don't care. It's put together without repetition. So how do I represent that? Well, that piece is from -infinity, -2, bracket. That piece I copy here, similar together, is bracket 3, infinity. Remember, guys, in this notation, you copy always lower, upper. So you copy like that, -2 infinity, this is not good. This is completely, no super incorrect, but it's not good. Okay, it's completely out of the format. Okay, So let me erase this because this affects my eyes. Entonces now, how are we connecting both? Because we are the connection, no? The solution is this and this together, and you connect it using that symbol. That symbol is equivalent to OR. That symbol is equivalent to AND. This is in the set theory. And basically, the interval is the set. Okay, everything is ready. Okay, we have no few minutes to solve it, but however, I want to spend the time so that you are clear in the notation that we are using to represent the solution for the inequality. Let me explain some details que is different inequality to equation. The first super important detail is what I call rule 1. Rule 1 say if you multiply or divide, it's a multiplication property of the inequality. This is the technical name, multiplication property of inequality. Okay, suppose that you have inequality. If for some reason you need to multiply by -1 or by negative number or divide by negative. If you divide or multiply, it doesn't matter. It's applying both operation, multiplication or division. It's obvious that you have to reverse it, inequality sign. For example, let me put elementary example. Suppose you have 2x minus 2x. Clear it down for. How you solve it? Well, you divide by -2 because I want to solve for x. So now it's x because -2 divided by -1. Nice. 4 divided by -2 is -2, and you reverse the inequalities. Similar situation happens when you multiply or divide. Suppose another alternative should have, suppose -1/2 x greater than 4, no? In this case, to eliminate the fraction, I would recommend multiplication by reciprocal, que es 2/1, and negative also. -2/1. This is 1. Nice. This and this one does each other. It's reciprocal. The multiplication any number times is reciprocal is 1, positive 1. However, this is -8. And this is reverse. Okay? This is frequently happen, no? Frequently happen. So the conclusion is if you multiply or divide by a negative number, we must reverse the direction of the inequality symbol. Rule number 1. Don't forget. If you forget, you are in big trouble. And the student forgot. Okay. Now you understand maybe, right? But when you need to apply, and the problem in the chapter 2, we need to investigate the domain of the function. And the domain for the function have several restrictions. And you apply the restrictions. And the restriction sometimes is equation or inequality. Entonces, in this moment, que you focus your attention in the functions domain, you forgot this rule, and you are in big trouble because you compute completely different. No good, right? Rule number 2 is if you interchange, suppose that when you manipulate something, you have 2 less than x. However, this way is not clear, not countable to analyze. Much better, at least for me, put the variable in the left and the number in the right. When you interchange, you need to reverse the inequality. This is another property, rule number 2, que say, if you interchange the term in the one inequality, the direction of the inequality is also reversed. Okay? There are more rules, but in my opinion, this is the most important that you need to know. Okay? Because another super complicated, but no, I suppose that we have no super complicated inequality. We have another rule. Okay, let's do a couple. Let's do a couple of the inequality, compound, of course. Not only one, you know, 2 inequalities together. And we represent the solutions of these 2 examples in a different way. You know, set building notation, graphic representation, and interval notation. Let's do it. Let's do it in the first example. The first example say, example 1, inequality. Inequality. Suppose this example, -6 less than or equal 3 plus 1/3 x less than or equal 5. Don't frustrate with the fraction. No. You know, you clear the fraction anytime when you multiply. But no, let's do it step by step. In this case, the operation is clear. The manipulation is clear. You subtract 3 first. I like that way. You put the line by column. It's a -9. This is cancel out. That's what's intention. Eliminate this guy. 1/3 x less than or equal, and it's a 2. Because 5 minus 3 is 2. Now this is a moment to multiply the entire equation by 3. Because this allows me to eliminate the fraction. And you multiply 3 times -9, -27. And you multiply 1/3 times 3 is x, exactly we need. And 3 times 2 is 6. And what happened with the sign? Stay the same or reverse it? What do you think? Reverse it or stay the same? Come on. Okay. Stay the same. Why? Because you are multiplying by positive number. So you multiply by negative? You reverse. But in this case, no. Stay the same. So when you multiply by positive, stay the same the sign. Don't reverse. Okay, the cell-based notation is super easy. You include curly bracket. You include the name of the variable, que es x, the symbolic way such that, and close the curly bracket. The representation graphic is easy. Is using our imagination. This is the all real number line. This is 0. Suppose que this is -27, and it's a +6. And this interval is this. And between -27 and 6, include both endpoints. Bracket. And the other notation que es the notation que always in the test asks you to express your answer in interval notation. Always. I need this. Is bracket -27, 6. End the story. I finish. Okay, we have time to another problem. Yes. Bueno, one elementary, straightforward. Look, elementary, the last one. I promise it's the last one for today. Example 2 is similar and very easier. 10 less than or equal 5x less than or equal 25. Oh, in this case, you don't need to subtract nothing. You divide directly, divided by 5. You divide by 5 here. You divide by 5 here. You divide by 5 here. 10 divided by 5 is 2. This 5 is cancelled out. It's just x, and it's a 5. And the inequality sign stays the same because you are dividing by positive numbers. You are divided by negative. You see it next time. Because my graphic representation is easier. Supposing this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the bunch of value in between 2 and 5, include both endpoints. Because equal sign indicate me, include 2 and 5 represent. O sea, 2 and 5 belong to the solution for our problem. Well, okay, 2.1, 2.2, 2.5, 3, 3.5 is also inside the solution. And the interval notation is easier, bracket 2.5. Done. We finish for today. Okay. Any question? Remember, guys, let me stop recording.